I am Multi-Topic Talk. Welcome to this new video. Recently, I rewatched the entire Arrowverse. Well, I say recently, but most of the lower tier season, I watched these last year actually because it took me almost a year to rewatch all these season you see on the screen because work and because I do other videos and because I have other stuff to do than just watching TV shows. So it took me roughly a year to rewatch the Arrowverse. So sorry for the delay, because right now we are doing the tier list. It's my own tier list. It's my own opinion. It's the tier list of season 2012 to 2021, we could call it that way, of the Arrowverse. The Arrowverse is something I am passionate about. I should say I really like the Arrowverse a lot. These are amazing TV show in my own opinion. Well, most of them. Some are not amazing, or some are just okay. With everything being said, this include all the season you see on the screen. So I won't go too much in detail. I will just explain a few bullet points for each season why they are there. If you want more detail, I got a four-part video where I go over for a smaller tier or bigger tier. Uh, like that series of video is named Let's Rank the Arrowverse season, and I traded four different tier that don't show there, but it's basically the awful, the mediocre, the average, and the amazing tier. And this is a four-parter video with more detail on why I feel a certain way toward some of these season. So go watch that. There is more detail on my feeling toward the seasons in Let's Rank the Arrowverse seasons. So with that being said, let's start off with this tier list, the one you see on the screen right now. So in the F tier, we got Legends of Tomorrow Season 5 and Legends of Tomorrow Season 6. Now, Season 6 is more a 20% than a 30, while 5 is more a 30 than a 20. So 5 was a bit better than 6. And now, I'll explain why, in my own opinion, Legends of Tomorrow 6th season is the worst thing I've ever seen. So now, I am a huge John Constantine fan. I am a huge Sarah Lance fan. They killed off both character in the worst possible way. It felt disrespectful and it was shit. I didn't like it. Season 6 was atrocious. Eva is a bad leader, but because she's Sarah girlfriend, she's in charge. Now, I only watched the season once, and I don't want to rewatch it, and I forgot most of it. The only thing that's sick is John Constantine loses power only to get killed off because a new TV show with Constantine is coming to HBO Max. I dislike that a lot. But this is me. I mean, DC don't like to have several versions of characters, so let's kill off the one that is goofy, right? Now, they killed off Sarah because reason. Oh no, wait. Because they wanted a plot twist. Now we got a clone of Sarah. She has part of Sarah's DNA, because this is what a clone is. And she has part of alien DNA. So now, not only she's a running gag that cannot die, but she's really meta. She really cannot die. So the true Sarah, the one I liked, the one from Arrow, the superhero, the vigilante, died just like that. She did not save anybody. She didn't add her words to say, and she died. I dislike that a lot. I actually hate that, and this is why I don't feel like I should rewatch this crap. Because now, let's be real. Most legends are now the same character. You can remove one, pick another one, and place it at the same place, and they will do the same thing. There are no more outcasts, they are clones. They are just characters that do stuff because the plot need them to do stuff. They don't feel like characters. They feel like plot device to drive the story around. Spooner, okay character I guess. Barad, I cannot stand him. Ray is gone, I feel it. Mick is leaving and you know it because the actors don't care anymore about this show. What else am I missing? Eva was amazing in season 3. I just rewatched season 3, so I know what I'm talking about. What did they do to her? I don't know. Legend stuff, I guess. Now, if I try my best to find good stuff about season 6, I can't. Well, I just lied. There's only one thing good about season 6. John Constantine story. Even if I truly hate how he got killed off for the sake of getting killed off, I feel like his storyline was appealing. It was good. It was the only good thing about season 6. The villain in season 6 is shit. Sarah being out of the team for most of the season is shit. Most episode I just skipped part because they are boring, nothing happens. Bowling, football, I don't care. Nobody used their power anymore. Oh well, maybe I just lied. I remember still, well, Nate, using his power once the entire season, and it was, I think, in the same episode with the football game. And I forgot why he used this power because it's rare that I can't remember why he used it. And yeah, they are no more legends. They no more use powers. Now they deal with aliens because they need like villain of the week enemies, I guess, maybe? Gary is an alien now. Dude, writer care? No, they don't care. They think that being goofy is the only thing that matters. They don't care about the story, they don't care about continuity, they don't care about what they did in the past. Actually, they do care. They want to kill the past and make you laugh instead of make you think. Some people will like it. I know I don't. So now, enough of a rant about season 6 on why I think it's the worst thing I've seen in on TV. Let's go over to season 5 of Legends of Tomorrow. It was really bad. You know the good storyline about the Spear of Destiny in season 2? Well, they did the same in season 5, but this time it's bad. Yeah, you copy paste the past storyline and you failed it. Amazing, Legends. Amazing. I can't believe that. Charlie, boring. Constantine, very funny, very good. Constantine is the only reason to watch the show in season 5. He got a good story, but here's the big but. He barely uses powers. Nobody used powers anymore. Uh, the only time I remember Nate using his steel power is to get hit by a baseball bat while he was drunk. This is how low this season became. Now, it was better than 6, because yes, I did skip parts of episode, and yes, I did skip episode, like the sitcom, but there's a big but there. Nothing was truly frustrating. It was just very sad to watch, and it was just a bad show. Season 6 had everything wrong. So season 5 was just a bad show. It's just not for me anymore. It's goofy, and the same thing as season 6, they don't care about the story. All they care about is character moment. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to tell you, Sarah got powers now. Whatever. At that point, I don't care anymore. Why should I care when the writer themselves don't care? Oh, I forgot the big rant about the new Zari. I liked a lot Zari in season 3 and 4. She was great. Well, in season 4, she started to fall apart. But in season 3, she was one of the best characters. But hey, in season 5, we get a alternate version, a new version of Zari. And that Zari, I cannot stand her. She is annoying. Mmm. Please kill her off. And Sarah, let her be part of the missions. What is this show? What am I watching? Okay, enough rant about season 5. I know, there's a new light. It's because I feel like it's a bit too dark, maybe. I don't know. I just like my light. Anyway, the next up, Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. Now, it's more a 31% than a 50. And here's the why. This is the start of the downfall of the show. Now, in Season 1, we get to learn that a story is, well, history, timeline. It's something you cannot really move around. Everything you do will end up giving you the same result. It's manufactured. A computer was controlling destiny in season 1. In season 2, story, history, timeline. These two things were things to protect. And of course, things happen here and there, and they can disrupt the time and destroy history, destroy the timeline. And season 2 was a lot of how to protect history, how to protect timeline. Now, Sarah, for the start of the season at least, she wanted revenge on Damien Dark, breaking the time. Uh, what I mean by there is Sarah wanted revenge. She wanted to kill Damien Dark to save her sister. But then at some point, she realized if she does, she will destroy history. She can make things worse. So this makes sense. Leave Damien Dark alive. You need to live with that struggle. You cannot change that kind of stuff, or you will destroy the world, the timeline. So this is a character arc here. Sarah accepting her sister Laurel to die. Sarah accepting Damien Dark as that thing she cannot stop. And this is very good. I like that. So now, in season 3, we get something very similar with another character. Well, we get two things with two characters. One of the two break the narrative, the other one stick to the narrative. So one of the two, let's speak about the one that break the narrative. Amaya, she needs to let her village burn. She don't want to do that. She break history, she free a demon because of that. But that's also part of Legion's plan, so that breaks a bit the narrative I wanted to speak about, if we can call it that way. Now, let's speak about the other case where changing history, changing the timeline can affect several things. So here's the catch. Zari wanted to save her brother. Her whole storyline in season 3 was accepting her brother dying. She was some kind of mirror to Sarah. And she realized if she saved her brother, she may never meet the legends. And she likes the legends. So you see the narrative? So season 3 is about Zari accepting destiny as it should be. You follow me until here? Now, season 4, we get the same thing again. 3 times in a row. This time, it's Constantine. And it's frustrating. Because Constantine is one of my favorite characters in the Arrowverse. But here, he needs to accept the fact that his ex was transformed by a demon. He breaks time! Now, this is only the start of all the issues I have with Legends of Tomorrow. Season 4 is just a bit better than 5. Only because Constantine used his power. Sometimes we had Ray, sometimes we had Steel, sometimes we had Zari. Sometimes legends were having their powers. Zari was some kind of character at that point, instead of a meme. But here are the issues. Eva is not as interesting. She is also becoming a meme. Gary is a meme. Gary is now part full-time of the show, when he should not be part of the show at all. Okay, in season 3, he had his moments. Gary, I'm on board with Gary sometimes, here and there. Small doses, small dosage of Gary. Bits of Gary. I'm fine with it. But having him as a regular, are you kidding me? Now, in season 5, I did not spoke about the boring villain we had. Because they were boring, they were bad. In season 4, it's worse, Neron! What is this crap? Now, why is it better than 5? Well, Constantine. Now, let's be honest. I enjoyed, at some extent, Ray becoming Neron, the new demon, the new villain, to save his friends, to save the legends. I'm a bit fine with it, because it gives an interesting twist to the story, and it gave John Constantine some kind of heroic moment where He need to save Ray this time, and he don't want to fail. So season 4 overall is a lot of good ideas, poorly executed. The wheel already turned many times, and we have seen some storyline in the past, and the past storyline were much better than the one we got now with season 4. Now, Batwoman season 1. Now, Batwoman, I came into the series open-minded as a Arrowverse fan, and Arrow was always my favorite show. Knowing we had a Batwoman TV show, I was pretty positive. I was like, oh, it can be great. And despite the trailer being bad, cringe, hard to watch, I gave a chance to the show. I was like, oh, let's watch it. Let's be positive. It's the Arrow replacement. But then we guess. Look, try to find good reviews of season 1. It's really hard. Ruby Rose, bad cast, she seemed bored on set, bad character. Juliana was fine, maybe because she's hot, maybe because she's an interesting character. I could say maybe the same about Alice. Alice, oh wow, Alice, great villain. One of the best villain of the Arrowverse. But then you get soap opera, you barely get Batwoman in the Batwoman TV show. Fight choreography is pathetic to watch. Love story is hard to watch. Sophie has no chemistry with anybody on set. She's just there to pick up a check. Jacob, the same thing. He was probably drunk on set. I don't know. Batwoman season 1 was really, really hard to watch. Then we get Crisis on Infinite Earth, giving some kind of soft reboot to the back half. And I liked much more the back half than the first half, but the back half was still really, really hard to watch. Painful to watch. I don't want to go back and rewatch this crap. Now, it's higher than Legends because it's really hard to beat Legends on mediocrity. It's really hard to be worse than Legends. Uh, like, you really need to try hard to be worse than Legends. Despite my rant about Batwoman, I still feel like they wanted to give us a Batwoman TV show, despite the flaws, despite the bad writing, all the bad stuff about Batwoman. It's not because writers decided to do some goofy stuff. It's because they are bad, and it's really sad. Legend of Tomorrow could be great. They chose to not be. I say that because season 2 and 3 are masterpieces in their own term. And season 1, despite being mediocre at best, they still tried. And the writing was still much better than Batwoman. Batwoman writing is atrocious. They don't know what the F they are doing. They don't know who is their audience. So yeah, I wish I was more positive. Now, season 2 of Batwoman was a bit better than 1. Now, it's not because they fixed the issue are the same. The only reason why season 2 is above is Jefficia Leslie. She is a much better lead. She's a better actress than Ruby Rose. She's actually into the role. She wants to be there. And she really try her best. Now, season 2 is very, very messy. It's really hard to watch. I don't think I will ever rewatch it, but the ending was fine, which is already much better than season 1. Season 1, I cannot praise anything about it. Maybe the back half because of Crisis, but even there, I feel like they wasted Crisis. With season 2, the last few episodes were fine, but you cannot say, oh, that's a good season if you probably got like 4 or 5 good episodes out of 18. You just can't. And I really want to like the show. And I did see it improving because of the lead. But if you keep the same people around to make bad stories, then your show cannot take off, cannot get better. Now, next on the line, Arrow fourth season. Now, try to find someone that likes Arrow fourth season. Good luck with that. He is blind or he like more relationship than hero stuff. Because this is what we got with season 4. I did rewatch it because I did really want it. I wanted really hard to like Arrow fourth season. I really wanted to give it a shot. And I never tried that hard with anything else before because I like the Arrow series. I just cannot redeem it. I just cannot say, oh, it's better than where it is right now. I just can't. Felicity is the main character. We barely have a competent Green Arrow. Fight choreography is pathetic. Even Batwoman does it better. John Diggle was one of the best parts of season 1. 2, he was okay in 3, but then in 4, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were doing. It's not David Ramsey's fault. He did great job with the shit material he was given. Damien Dark, great actor, shit character in shit season. Now, there are maybe 2 episodes worth watching during that season. The Roy Harper episode and the Constantine episode, because I'm a big fan of both characters. And I'm willing to close my eyes on the issues of the show when these two are on screen and they share moments with Oliver. Outside of that, the entire season is trash. Let it burn. Now, another cringe thing. Supergirl first season. Oh my. Oh my. What is this shit? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Now, I will be honest here. It's really hard to be worse than Arrow fourth season. But hey, we got 2 seasons of Batwoman and 3 seasons of Legends worse than Arrow fourth season. But you see, I can almost tell the same for Supergirl first season. Now, the only reason why it's higher than Arrow is because it was about Supergirl. Is it good? No. It's still trash. It fails. Like, really hard. And will I rewatch it? I don't think so. Most characters are boring. Most episodes feel like a Smallville with a bigger budget and better technology, but it's not as good as Smallville because Smallville did it better. Now, Kara as a character, she's female Superman, and that's fine, but I just wish we had another kind of Kara, maybe something like the comics. I don't read comics, but I've seen a video, a very interesting video. The video was called The Wasted Potential of Supergirl. So I will leave the wasted potential of Supergirl in the description of this video here so you can see someone having a good rant. Uh, yeah, there's the villain are bad. Forget about them, their motives, their goal, what they do. All I remember is Astra being Kara aunt. Oh yeah, almost each week. This means almost each episode. Everyone needs to tell you Kara is a girl, she's powerful. I agree with feminism. But if you force it down our throat, it's wrong. It's annoying. It makes it hard to watch. Because you see the woke instead of the story. You see the message instead of the story. And when I watch TV, I want to watch TV. I want to escape. I don't want to like have the message be powerful, be like Supergirl. No. Now, I'm pretty sure if we did the reverse and we had a male empowerment show, people would be ranting and complaining about it. It's because it's wrong. Don't do that. If you don't want to do that with men, don't do that with girl. That's the only way to have equal ground. Now, season 2 has the same issue, but it's a bit better because I don't remember the season for its atrocious character. I remember the season for the wasted opportunity and the try for a better show, I should say. Now, in season 1, I will always remember Lucy Lane. She's called Lucy Lane, but I like to call her Lucy Lane. Because she's lame. Because she's boring. Because she's annoying. Because she's just a piece of a love triangle I cannot stand. Because each time she's on screen, she needs to look powerful, but she's just a jealous girl that envy everyone around her. What is this? Anyway, season 2, we don't have that. I'm happy. Now, the first half of season 2 was good. Kara training Mon-El. Kara learning how to like Mon-El, and Kara accepting Mon-El was amazing. But then we get Mon-El Mother. Oh my, what is this? The Cadmus storyline was good, but the Daxamite storyline was atrocious. It was painful. You missed the mark there. It was a bad storyline. Season 5 of The Flash. All I remember is Cicada running away each week, even if he can kill the entire cast twice. Or sometimes the entire cast can place him behind the bar, can stop him, but plot armor. Cicada run away. And when you think the storyline is over and you can move to something good, you get Cicada, the same character. Now, I do agree with the message. She just repeat what her uncle did because kids are like sponge. They repeat what their parent does or what their example do. But it's poorly executed. We already had Cicada. Why do you give us female Cicada? And now it's even worse. because she's much stronger than Cicada. So the plot armor is 10 times bigger. Now, Nora, trash character. Iris cannot stand her. They just don't know how to write female character in this show. Where's my Sarah Lance from season 2 of Arrow? And the Wave Rider doing some stupid stuff. Anyway, Caitlyn Stowe, well, she was okay. She was better than the other female character, I guess, because I cannot say she did something wrong or she she was annoying. No, Caitlyn was the only good female character. Oh yeah, and Cecile have powers now. What is this? Why? I don't need that. I don't. Season 5 of Supergirl. This is very sad. I really wanted to like this show. But just take a look. Most of the seasons of the show are really low in this list. They just don't know how to make it work. Now, it's much better than The Flash season 5. It's much better than season 1 or 2 of Supergirl. But it's still very bad. Most of season 5 of Supergirl is boring. Bad villain, but better than Astra for sure. But remember the Lena Luthor, the strong female character that did not try to be Lex Luthor. She was her own character. She wanted to step out of the Luthor family shadow. She wanted to be a good scientist. She wanted to save the world. Not to be the savior, but to save people. This is very different. Lena used to be a character that wanted to do good because she was a good person. It's no more the case. She's now female Lex Luthor. Someone hurt her, she wants to hurt back. But it's even worse here because she don't realize she is becoming the villain. Why did you do this? You just undermined season 2, 3, even 4. It took you one season to destroy Lena Luthor. I cannot forgive this. If that was not because of that stupid storyline with Lena turning evil, that season would be higher. But I cannot give them that pass. I cannot forgive them. Now, my other issue with season 5. Brainy. Remember the smart character from season 3 and 4? The good character, the interesting character. Well, it's down the toilet. Now he is like 10 different characters in one because crisis, I guess. But worse than that, he's working with Lex Luthor. And he knows Lex Luthor is not trustworthy. But hey, he let himself being played. What is this crap? Lex Luthor. Remember when he was a great villain in the 4th season of Supergirl? It took him a few weeks to get destroyed, ruined, overused. Now, Martian Manhunter had a very interesting storyline with his brother. But this is the only good thing about season 5 of Supergirl. This is very sad. Everyone except Supergirl gets something to do in this season. Now, instead, Supergirl is just mopping around because she lost Lena and because she's at war with her former best friend. What is this show, man? What is this? Now the D rank have much less rent because the D tier, 51 to 70, is where things start to get acceptable or mediocre at best. It was not awful for sure. Season 4 of The Flash. It's there because it has good ideas, but everything was poorly executed. The Tinker was fine, but only because they needed to make everyone else stupid. So I guess this was fine. I guess. Season 4. I didn't like the start of the season with Iris. They just don't know what to do with Iris. She is a bad character since season 3. Season 1, she was a good character. Season 2, she started off great, but ended really bad. But then season 3, I don't know what they did. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Now, season 4, as I said, as I think, wasted potential, poorly executed ideas. Legends of Tomorrow first season. Remember the days where people had powers, where it was time travel, where the story actually mattered, where the story was interesting, where it was more than a shell of the show, where each character felt different. Each character had reaction to the story. Each character was their own character. Now, the reason why it's this low. I cannot stand the Ox, and I cannot stand a Vandal Savage. And they are like the biggest thing about season 1. And this is really sad. And the love story in season 1 is really hard to watch. I don't like that. I don't want to see that on TV. If I want to watch romance, I would watch the first few seasons of Smallville. There's enough romance there. Uh, season 1 of Legends also suffer of something. Great cast, but the writer don't know what to do with it. The tone is a bit all over the place. The show tried to be dark, but it also tried to be funny. But sometimes it was not that fun because they didn't know how to do their stuff. It was, if we can call it that way, it was like testing something. They tested the water with this show and they're like, okay, let's try this, let's try that. We will see how it goes, how people react to it. And most reaction were like, it's mediocre at best. And I cannot disagree. It's mediocre at best. But I can tell you this, I take any time season 1 of Legend over the present storyline of the Flash fourth season. What was that? Now we enter the territory of the season I really wanted to like, but I could not. The Flash third season started off okay, a somewhat decent middle, and a terrible ending. Now I will tell you this: Savitar trash, Iris victim. It was hard to watch. It was clearly better than any other mentioned series before. Now, my biggest issue outside of Savitar is the fact that The Flash is the light-hearted show, and sometimes they went dark, but it was still light-hearted in itself, and they were still cracking jokes. It was still fun. It was still good. But now the weight of the world is on Barry's shoulders. He is the villain, and he is the villain. He's mopping around. Nobody is happy. Everyone is angry at Barry. What is this show? I think most ideas were rushed, poorly executed. There were good ideas, but they didn't know how to give it a proper way. And this is sad. Arrow third season. This makes me so sad. Arrow took a turn in season 2. They wanted more action. Well, in season 3, they didn't care about whether it's grounded or not. Everyone becomes vigilante. People come back from the dead like almost each week's. What am I watching? Why Laurel became the Black Canary? Why they killed off Sarah? Sarah was one of the best characters I've seen on TV. But they killed her off to give other characters around stories. She was basically reduced to a plot device. This is insulting. This feels like Legends of Tomorrow. Now, Olicity started there, and it kept going and died in season 4. In a Friends, season 3 of Arrow was bad. How can Oliver, someone that always has a plan, decided, oh yeah, I will fight Ra's al Ghul, no backup, nothing. I will fight him on a cliff, and then he get killed. He get killed! And guess what? He get revived! Because reason. Flashbacks, trash. Next up. Black Lightning first season. Now, Black Lightning was the only consistent show in my own opinion because each season went further and better. Now, the reason why it's there, it's not because it's as bad as the previous names. It's mainly because it's something you forget about. It's not the best show, it's not the worst show, it's well written for sure, but I do think the execution is not good. You got a lot of potential, a lot of good ideas, but that's it. You forget about season 1. And I also think they stretched it a bit for the sake of stretching. Now, was it good? Maybe. Was it woke? No. If you see something woke there, you are probably racist or overthinking stuff. I didn't see this show as being woke. Supergirl season 1 and 2 were clearly woke, but I don't see much wokeness in Black Lightning. Yes, you got a black cast. Sometimes they were hard on the message, but it never took away anything from the story. It never made me cringe in so many levels. Maybe some moments were bad or hard to watch, but these were moments. These were not the show. Now, the next stop, The Flash 6th season. Now, I'm very generous to give it a 70%. It's very generous because you see, the entire crisis arc, the 9 first episode, were masterpiece. They were amazing. No, I should say the 10 first episode because episode 10 was also amazing. But then we got 11 to 18, I believe, or 19. Black Hole storyline was good. Well, the idea was good, but it was poorly executed. Iris in the Mirrorverse? Nah, I don't like that. Mirror Mistress? I don't like that. Her revenge storyline? I don't like that. You see, 10 episode out of 19, it passes the grade. But will I rewatch it? I don't know because the back half is really bad. It's really bad. Don't watch the back half. Skip it if you can. Now, this will be unpopular, this opinion. Supergirl 6th season. Why is it better than The Flash 6th season? Well, I do think it was consistent. Is it good? Maybe a bit better than The Flash. Now, they did turn Lex Luthor into a joke, a parody of what he used to be, and I don't like that. The villain was boring, but I do think a lot of ideas were really good. It's just poorly executed again. When I look back to this season, the villains are the issue. Now, the new MacGuffin maybe was fine. I really don't know. Now, the series finale, the last episode, that was cringe. That was bad. They made memes. That was terrible. But people forget the rest of the season because of that. And some people will say, oh, it's no more about Supergirl. She was stuck in the Phantom Zone. But you see, I did like the Phantom Zone a bit. Because here again, they told you she is more than just the emblem. She is Supergirl, power or not. And this is what I want to see. This is fine. And most of the cast, outside of the villains, were fine. They all get something here and there. So I can forgive them for shit villain. Now, the very underrated Arrow 6th season. I say underrated because people only remember a new Team Arrow being trash. And I will be honest, I also remember that being the highlight of the season before rewatching. Then I rewatched and I realized the start was good, the end was good, the thing in the middle was bad. The thing in the middle is to blame for this placement here. Arrow 6th season, Oliver being the mayor was good, being a father for the first time was good. I liked it. Now, the villain lineup, some are good, some fail, some are bad. But overall, the idea is good. Now, Black Siren turning maybe into the good side, like trying to start a redemption arc, was interesting. Quentin Lance trying his best to reach out to Black Siren was amazing. He really considered Black Siren as his daughter, and he tried everything he could to save her from the darkness. And it was amazing. Now, next up, Black Lightning Season 2. I also forgot to mention Season 6 of Arrow Cliffhanger was masterpiece level, like, shocking moment. You're like, oh wow. They did set it up, but I did not see it coming. Anyway, Black Lightning Season 2. Now, it's sad to say, it's better than 1, but it has the same exact issue. A lot of good ideas, poorly executed. You forget about the season. And I will be honest with Season 2 of Black Lightning. I do think Tobias overstated is welcome. Now, with Kal-El, his storyline was with Kal-El was good, but after Kal-El died, I don't like what Tobias became. It was a parody, was a meme, it was just there because they ran out of ideas for new villain, or because they were too lazy to set up other villain. Anyway, this is not the right place, in my own opinion. Now, next up, The Flash, 7th season. Now, people do place this one very low. Some people say it's worse than 5. I cannot really blame you, and I can understand. But in my own opinion, they tried something new. and they tried something different. And despite the cringe, I do forgive them. Why? Well, it was just mediocre or average. I don't know. Like, when I look back to each past season of The Flash, I always remember pieces I didn't like. Season 6, the back half was terrible. They ruined the first half. Season 4, it didn't felt right. Season 3, the ending. Now with season 7, I just cannot point my finger on something wrong. Yes, the cringe daddy storyline, daddy mommy. It was bad, but I will take this over any past season, to be honest. Except season 1 and 2, because these two are much better. But it stood at the same level. Now, I didn't like the interlude, the filler episode where Barry was not in it or Belly in it. I didn't like these, but they were better than some of the past season. I do think a shorter season helped a lot The Flash, but I also think the interlude should have been part of the Godspeed storyline because this one felt rushed. This is sad. Now, I just realized something. I reversed season 6 and 7 of The Flash. The C1 is actually season 6, and the D1 is actually season 7. Now, there's some kind of glitch in the system. But anyway, when I look back, I was like, oh, there's something wrong with what I just mentioned. I do think season 6 is actually better than 7. So you see, season 7 is the one in D tier, and season 6 is the one in C tier. But regardless, both are really bad. So now, next up, Supergirl 4th season. Now, this is so sad because it's much better than 1 and 2, not as good as 3, but also much better than 5, and much better than 6. Now, they had a lot going on. They had a lot of good storyline. They had a lot of good ideas. But some pieces here and there felt off. Some pieces here and there, like, were not amazing. I mean, they were not that great, or they were poorly executed. Now, I could not stand the new person above Alex and the DEO, the one that wanted to out Supergirl through identity. I could not stand this character. She was a generic bitch. She was just there to place an obstacle. She was not a good character. Why did they make her? Why she was involved? Now, yes, there were a bit of a message there about racism. It was a bit woke at some point somewhere in some episode, but that didn't take away my enjoyment of the overall season because it was not each single week, it was not each single episode. It was only moment here and there that felt off and wrong and bad. The overall season had a lot to give, much more to give than to like takeaway, I guess. Anyway, season 4 of Supergirl is a must watch if you haven't. I like it. Now, next up, Arrow 7th season. And this one breaks my heart. You know why? The first 7 episodes were masterpieces. The best Arrow ever had. But then it fell off in the back half. Emiko Queen, bad villain, boring villain, shit villain. Why did they make her this way? It was so dirty. Season 7, just like season 6, had among the best episodes the entire show ever had. But it also had some episodes you just forget about, or some episodes that were straight up trash. And this is sad. Because you got the good recipe. You know how to cook your stuff, and you give us that half-baked thing. This is sad. Now, the next one. Black Lightning 4th season, the final season. Now, I do believe uh, they did some kind of mistakes, or they actually canceled the show earlier than what they wanted. Actually, like, I think some behind the scene drama killed the show. So they were like, okay, we scrapped the plan of having a 5th season as final season, and we just end with 4. I think this is what happened because a lot of things felt rushed, and I feel like they were like, oh, okay, we are under pressure to end it, to have a proper ending, instead of just taking our time to bake something good. Now, season 4 had a lot to give, and a few bad stuff about it. We had another addiction storyline, a drug addict storyline. Another one. And here again, it's Lynn again. It's Lynn again. Why? Why? She cannot, like, have a normal life. She's the one character without any power in the family, and yet all the worst shit happened to her all the time. This is sad. Now, season 4 was a great follow up to 3, but it was not as good as 3. It's really hard to beat 3 because it's peak Black Lightning in my own opinion. Now, why is it there? Well, it's consistent, and I don't see it beating Arrow final season because I feel like Arrow final season was an epilogue, and they probably wanted to finish with 7, but because they wanted to do Crisis on Infinite Earth, they said, "Oh, Stephen Amell, can you come back for 10 extra episodes? We will even find excuses for you to not show up in episode 9." So you see, Blind Lightning did end it on their own term in some ways, but I do believe behind the scene drama accelerated the ending, and this is what went wrong. Now, Arrow 8th season. I liked it a lot. A masterpiece. Well, not a masterpiece, but almost. Now, the kids from the future, they are the issue. Their storyline, I don't care. I don't enjoy it. No, I pass on that. It was a good epilogue for the Arrow TV show, and I think just for fun, I'm willing to rewatch it because this is what I liked about season 8. It's just a fun love letter to the fans. You just say, farewell, Arrow. You had a good run. You did well. You were a good show despite the flaws. And we close the book for you. the best way we can, and I liked it. Now, let's go to the B tier. Now, I know I will get a lot of heat and a lot of hate for the Flash first season being there, but hear me out. On my most recent watch, I was very underwhelmed and disappointed. I always remember the Flash first season as being great, amazing, good. On my rewatch, it was really good. It was great. But amazing? Not quite sure. Why is that? Well, I found issues here and there. And these issues, I was blind. I could not see these issues in the past. And I do think I watched maybe 3 times The Flash first season before my most recent watch. And on these times, maybe I was blinded. Maybe I couldn't see the issues I see. Because when I was rewatching the entire Arrowverse, I really wanted to find issues. And when you search and you find, there you are. I did search, I did found. Now, why I placed The Flash there? Well, season 1 is good, don't get me wrong, it's much better than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's league ahead of it. But here's the thing. Love triangle. I hate this shit. I don't want that on TV. I don't want romance. I don't care about romance. It's the Flash. I want to see the Flash using his power, doing his stuff. Reverse Flash was great. It was really good. But some episodes felt filler. They needed 23 episodes, so they filled 23 episodes. Now, can they make it shorter? I'm pretty sure they could. But because it's CW, because they had 23 episodes, they needed to drag it on. Now, even if some episodes felt filler, they are still fine. But when you look at the quality of some other show we got since The Flash, you discover that The Flash was The Flash. I mean, it was made in 2015. Since then, we got Netflix doing Marvel shows. We got I don't know how many Arrowverse TV shows. So there's so much material around. There are so many other properties that the Flash is not getting older the good way. Now, I will rewatch anytime season 1 of The Flash. Despite the flaws, I do think it's good and entertaining. I do think it's better than any other season below. But I think people praise it too much for what it was. Yes, his origin story was good, but look back to Arrow. Maybe I have a bias because I always preferred Oliver Queen over Barry Allen. But that's me. I'm like that. So, yeah, The Flash first season is at the right place, in my own opinion. Now, we got Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. Now, I always remembered before my most recent watch, I always remembered Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 as being the last season I liked, and I thought for a long time it was the best season the show had to offer. I was wrong. On my most recent watch, I realized a lot of things. I was able to see cracks. I was able to see the flaws and the start of the downfall of the show. cracks here and there. They prefer goofy over good stuff. They cared less about the story and much more about the characters. And it's fine if you watch a show only to watch characters. But when I watch a show, I watch it for the story, then the character. If your story is shit, I will have hard time connecting to your character. And sometimes the reverse can happen. If I have hard time to connect to your character, I cannot connect to the story. But usually I see the story first. I will give a good example. Legion was a Marvel TV show. It lasted 3 seasons. And the characters in the show, I was like, not quite sure. But the story was amazing. But you see, Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 was the same thing. Not the same thing. What am I saying? It was the reverse. Legends of Tomorrow had story, okay. Character moment. Characters, I could connect to them. Nora, Damien, the legends. They care. They add love to the audience. The writers were there to give a good show. They were like, they like season 2. Let's keep doing stuff like season 2, but we will lean more toward the funny and the goofy because we realize this is what people like. This is why people are tuning in. But where it went wrong with season 4 is they said, okay, the story, throw it at the window. It's a character show. We don't care about the story anymore. This is where Legends of Tomorrow fell apart. Now, in season 3, some episodes were masterpiece, amazing. Other episodes, I was rolling my eyes. It was cringe. I was like, oh, why? Or sometimes I have great time. I'm watching the episode like that. And then some goofy moment happen, and I'm like, really? Really? Now, as I was watching the entire Arrowverse, I was marking down notes to have some kind of ideas on what would be the grade of the episode, the overall season. And when I placed Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 right beside Black Lightning Season 3, Black Lightning was winning more points than Legends. But Legends was winning more points than The Flash. You know why? Legends was different than The Flash. It was shorter. It had many amazing characters. Wally, amazing character. Rip, Eva. Now, outside of Molas, the rest of the cast, I have nothing to say. They are all great. I can relate with most of them for different reasons, for different things. You see, Ray is the good guy. He is funny and he wants the best for everyone. He's the ideal. You want to be like Ray. He's looking people like even evil people. He's like, there's good there. Sarah is like, I have a shitty past. I have a hard time beating that shitty past. This is the Sarah I know. This is the Sarah I like. This is the Sarah from Arrow TV show. Not the shit we got in season 4. Now, Zari, another good character. Everyone except Molas, but even Molas, he plays such a small role. He's just there to have a big bad. The legends can punch someone, and it's Molas. That's it. Now, Black Lightning third season. It's right there because it's much more entertaining than Legends, and it's consistent. There is no episode in season 3 I was like, what is this crap? Why it's there? All episode had something to tell. All episode were there to serve the story. And the story was really strong, really good. The characters were appealing. I had really hard time finding issues with Black Lightning. Almost all the time. This is why it's this high. Now, I can say the same with Supergirl third season. It's a masterpiece. Supergirl third season had bad episode here and there, but considering we had 23 episodes, and there were maybe 3 episodes I didn't like, I respect the Supergirl staff. Supergirl felt different than any other season in this season. We also got Rain, an amazing villain, a complex villain. We got the other world killer. They were good. We got a Colt. I don't care about Colt in general, but in this season of Supergirl, that Colt started to be like a bit crazy, but they were like, oh, we are with Supergirl, but then they turn on her because she turned on them. This is smart. I like the idea. The Legend of Superhero, Mon-El. Now, the reason why Supergirl is there, and I cannot give them a pass. Love Triangle! What is this crap? Mon-El, Saturn Girl, and Kara. Now, the other issue with season 3 of Supergirl was Maggie Alex relationship early in the season. At least this lasted probably 4 episodes, maybe 5 if I stretch it, but I'm not quite sure. So even there are issues here and there. But overall, I do think Supergirl third season was better than Black Lightning third season. Now, here we go. Arrow first season. I know some people will be pissed. I know people won't be happy. But this is my list. This is mine. Now, why is it there? Love Triangle. Cannot stand that crap. Now, Arrow had great flashback during that season. Malcolm Merlin was fine. The actor was great. But the villain was pretty simple, and this is sad. The entire cast was great. Some episodes were okay. It was made in 2012, 10 years ago. Now, it was good for its time. It was what if Smallville was a bit darker and more gritty, and I liked it. Now, the reason why it's cannot be higher, it's the love triangle. I cannot stand this shit. I cannot stand this shit. This shit hijacked but the back half of the season. Why did you do this? Some episodes were not amazing, but most of the season was good. I will rewatch this anytime. Now, anything in B, A, and S, I will rewatch anytime. Now, if you go lower than B, if you go in C, it depends on which season. But anything above B, I rewatch it anytime. And I know I will have a good time. Now, Arrow Season 1. It was a good foundation for the Arrowverse. It was some kind of staple they did repeat. This is good. They also build better stuff after that. The Flash second season. I always remembered second season of The Flash as being my favorite the show ever had. It's a masterpiece. Well, almost a masterpiece. Now, I remember the first half being great, the back half being okay, and the ending being bad. My most recent watch proved me right. Now, if it lasted 18 episodes, that season would be the best ever. It would be on par with probably our fifth season. And it's telling a lot. But there's the catch. Plot armor zoom ads. When he ran away in episode 18 or 19 and then captured Wally, this is dumb. And then Barry accept to give away his speed. Why? Why did you do this to me? The ending of season 2 of The Flash is trash. They failed it. It's still very high because the first 2 episodes were rock solid. And I do think I would rewatch The Flash season 2 over Arrow season 1. Because there's no love triangle. And it's perfect. Thank you. I don't want this shit on my screen. Thank you. It's still not perfect. That's why it's at this place. Now, Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. This is a masterpiece. It was consistent. I had so much hard time to find bad stuff about it. The only reason why it's not on the top bracket is because Arrow was better in its second season, but also because I feel like it, it should only have 5 in the S rank. So, Legends of Tomorrow could have been S rank. It has S rank material. But Arrow will always be one of the best show I've seen. And Arrow season 2 was just better than Legends. Even if I liked Legends a lot, these were the good days of the show. That was peak Legends. They deserved that spot. They earned it. They worked really hard. The writing, the character, the story, everything made sense. It was a light-hearted show with some darker moments, a darker storyline, interesting character moments, interesting story, a MacGuffin that passes because the stakes are high. What can I ask more? Maybe season 8 that can top this, but this will never happen with Legend. They just don't know how to do it. Anyway, Arrow second season. Slade Wilson Deathstroke. 2 word. That's it. Do I need to explain why it's there? It's top 5 Arrowverse. And it's top 10 TV shows in general. Someone that did not like season 2 of Arrow don't like a superhero TV show. That's it. Season 5 of Arrow. Now, this will surprise some of you. Because some of you placed season 2 over 5. But I will tell you this, Prometheus. Prometheus is the one that broke Oliver the most. Oliver was broken after Prometheus. and this is why it's higher. And I had hard time finding issues with most of the episode in season 5. Oliver Asmere, amazing! Fight choreography back on track. Team Arrow, fine for most of it. Flashback, good. What can I ask more? This is Arrow at its peak. Now, we enter the top 3. The top 3 is masterpiece level. It deserves this place. If someone watched Superman and Lois and he don't like it, he's lying. There's something for everyone in this show. This is well written, well acted, good CGI for TV budget, good actor, good story. What can I add more? There are 15 episodes. You want more. If you have not watched it, watch it. You won't miss anything. Well, I should say, yeah, you will miss something if you don't watch it. Watch Superman and Lois. This is great TV. Now, next up, Stargirl first season. Why is it higher than Superman and Lois? I do think Stargirl first season has more character and they give more justice to the entire cast. And I do think the Injustice Society of America is a better villain than Morgan Edge. And this is amazing. They feel human. They are great. That was a very emotional season. This was also very fun and entertaining and well written, well acted, everything. I fell in love with this show. I cannot wait for season 3. Now, season 2 of Stargirl. They did everything right. Everything went better than what it used to be. It should be on top of this tier list, in my own opinion. Now, Eclipso may be a weaker villain, but the story behind everything was great. And Cindy was good. And I liked the darker tone. Yes, at its core, Stargirl was light-hearted, but season 2 had some dark stuff in it. And it was well done. And cannot wait to rewatch. It was amazing. So, what were your thoughts on my tier list? So, I hope guys enjoyed. Leave your ranking of the seasons. I'm curious to see everyone. And I can tell already, a lot of people won't agree, and a lot of people will praise Legends of Tomorrow despite my hate for it. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I wish you a great day.